Hi all, welcome back to Learning Partner. So with this video, I'm starting a new series which we will call it as AI for Developer. Now in this series, I will be trying to cover all the possible things which we have got in AI, which a UI developer or full stack developer should know. Means how we use AI in daily to daily activities, right? Whether it is completing a task, whether you are doing an R&D, whether you are integrating any open API or cloud API into your existing application, right? So again, you might have, if you are looking for a job, there are some openings going on as an AI generalist, right? Or a prompt engineer or a Gen AI profile. They need a person who knows one technology, but along with the AI, they should be able to work with the AI tools and get the work done, right? If some companies have started hiring the people like that, but moving ahead, so many vacancies will come where they will look for a person who knows either .NET or Java or Angular, right? But most probably a full stack developer, because if you are a full stack developer, you can get the whole project done with the help of AI, correct? So many things are there which you should know, starting with basic very prompt. What is prompt? Till now AI is very free. You are to just get the work done, you are writing again and again for same prompt again and again, right? And then you get the actual output. But you might be knowing that whether you talk about cloud AI or GitHub Copilot, right? Previously there were plans, we were purchasing particular plans, let's say $42 or $32, whatever, right? And based on that, we used to get some particular token more than the free one, but again there was a limit. But now they are going to roll out a plan where how much you use, that many they will charge. Now consider you are working on a task and you write a particular prompt, but you didn't input all the detail, you didn't get the output what you have. Again you will write the prompt. In the second prompt also, again you didn't get the output because you forgot something. Again you write the prompt, three times you added the prompt, then you got the actual result. But consider if it is for every prompt you are getting charged, right? So then AI is very costly, right? So that's why that AI prompt engineering or how to write a good prompt comes into the picture, right? So that in the first video, that is what I'm going to focus, right? Now most of you know ki either you might be interacting with ChatGPT, GitHub Copilot, Cloud AI, or Bolt AI, Cursor, Lovable, any AI tool, even WindSup. So many AI tools are there. So you might have been using it, or you are already familiar now. But consider like how you are writing a prompt, and what do we say? Try to imagine ki when you write a prompt, there are many occasions that you have to provide again, means sub prompt again, you have to provide answers to that prompt again and again, and then you get the desired output, right? So now we cannot have that privilege every time because AI is costly now, right? So whenever you write a prompt, what a prompt should consist of? Okay, first of all, let me just show you what prompt is. So whenever you are asking an AI tool, you have some particular task, so how you should ask it? What major thing should be there? Role means AI, it knows everything, but currently what you are trying to achieve. So what it should behave as, right? Consider yourself as a software engineer, consider yourself as a teacher, consider yourself as a nursery teacher. Let's say you want to explain ABCD to a child, right? So you will ask AI to be a what do we say, nursery teacher. Then it will keep its language very simple, right? So we have to specify a role. There should be a role, there should be a context, what you need, in what way you need, and is there some rules, and can you provide some examples also? Okay, so that whole thing, key role, context, your task, output, rules, and example we can say it is optional. Okay, now I will try to summarize this with the help of the chat. Okay, just a minute, let me open a chat GPT. Okay, this is again a free. Okay, I don't have a paid version yet. Now here we will open three different chat. Okay, now here I will ask key dependency injection. Let's take an example. I think I have that in my prompt. Yeah, dependency injection in Angular. Okay, so if I will just write this in the first tab, I'm just asking this dependency injection Angular. This is my prompt. Let's see how much information we get. So see, dependency injection is an Angular design pattern. It helps to how component service get dependencies. It is providing a JavaScript class object. See, normal class object. It is providing how dependency injection work, create service, keep track of the instances. Some basic example it has provided. Now in second prompt, we will try a very detailed one. Who, how we want AI to be. Consider you are a senior architect, and now explain me what is dependency injection in Angular. Okay, let's check what do we get now. Okay, ignore the spelling. So I have specified the role, how you should act. Okay, see, totally everything you are different, you are getting answer. This is very bad architecture. If you see it over here, it has explained from very basic, how do we inject a class and everything, right? But now here you can see answer is coming something different. API call, user service, order service, auth service, utility something, tightly coupled word, right? Mock testing word it has used, life cycle and reuse, dependency injection, the example then, under the hood, what happens, right? I know what to create, how long keep it alive, how want to share it, right? So this is the second problem. Let's say now a junior developer is there and he wants to understand what is dependency injection. Now, let's say a context we will prove. We will say act as a Angular trainer, and we have a beginner who want to understand. Let's put the prompt, right? Let's see now. So we said ki act as a Angular trainer, and we have a beginner who wants to understand what is dependency injection in Angular. Let's see. Consider yourself, like if you are new to Angular or if you are new to any concept and you want to learn something, right? Or consider simply you know the Angular, now you want to learn React.js. So whenever you are trying to learn, if you just want to get an overview of React.js, how does React.js works by comparing with Angular? Say it like that. Consider you are a React trainer, and now you want to explain an Angular developer how React.js and Angular are working, right? So see, if you are explaining the dependency injection to a developer who is just new, so you don't create the dependency itself by yourself. Angular gives it to yourself when you need it, right? See the example, restaurant example it has created. You create a service like this, then you inject into component like this. So very basic example what AI has provided. So what you write into the prompt based on that role, right? So the first thing what we said, role. Why role is important? When you are asking something to the AI, what should be the role of the AI, right? So that is the role. Then context. So context is very important. Context is like what you are currently working on. What is the behind theory of that? What is the context, right? What technology you are working? What is the version, right? When we talk to Angular, like we have different versions. So you should specify the specific version also, even .NET also, Java also. What other tech stacks you are working? Even if you, let's say you need a simple login page, what technology, right? CSS, SAS, LESS, what you need, everything you have to specify. Login page, when you talk about the login page, is it the hardcode login or the JWT or it's a normal login, right? So everything you need to specify, the history of your task, what you have been working on. Now the task. So this is where actually you should mention what you exactly need, right? Let's say a login page. So I'm working on an existing project where I need to implement the login page. We have an API, and that API integration we have to do into the login page. Now create a login page using HTML and CSS or Bootstrap or material, right? Again, handle so many. We will see the detail prompt, but that is your task. What you need. Then in what way you need also. If you simply say create a login page, it might provide you a simple HTML and CSS also, but you have to specify how you need it. You need a login page in Angular. Now in Angular also we have template and the reactive form and signal based form. What you need, right? To do the API call integration also, you might have, if you have experience on using AI tools to generate some code, whenever you ask to complete any CRUD operation, by default, it choose form group and the form builder to initialize. It normally AI doesn't choose template form. It will always go for a reactive form. So you have to specify in what way you need, right? When you write the prompt, what you need is very important. But what you don't need, that is also you have to specify. Because it's a very general term with AI, right? AI can hallucinate. When you write a prompt, it might consider like you might be needing this also, right? So if you write something, those who are actually using AI, you might have feel that you ask one thing, but it will complete that thing. But in response to that, again, some further scenario also it will take care. So we have to specify what you need, but what else you don't need. Be specific what you need. Okay. Output format I explained, right? Do you need sometimes, let's say in GitHub Copilot, we have agent mode, we have ask mode, we have a plan mode. So if you are in the agent mode, right? Do you need the whole code to be done, or the service you will create yourself, or the component code you will create yourself, or you just need the HTML? So write it specifically what you need. Okay. Then rules. As I said, let's say you need a login page. So what rules it should follow? Does it go with the template form? Should it go with the reactive form? It should add the validation, right? If the API is supporting JWT, if the login API is returning JWT token, so do I install the interceptor also, right? So what you need, again, when you use the AI provides a very optimized code. Let's say you joined a project, existing project, you join a new company, you join a project, and you got a task. Now your client or your seniors might be saying you can use AI to write the code. If you just write, yeah, I have got this task, complete this. So if you don't specify, check the existing coding structure, what other components are there, it won't consider that. It will write you some different level of code, what other component are not following, right? If you are working on a task, it should not be like something ordinary you are doing. Whole project will have some coding standard, right? So you should follow that. Someone in some project, people go for a template form, some people go for a reactive form, in some people, constant they use for everything, some people don't they use. So according to the project, you have to write your code. So rules, what rules you should follow while completing the task, so that also you can specify. The last one is example. This is optional. Sometimes, let's say, in one component, in one of the pages, you have some functionality created. Now just like that, in another pages also you need similar kind of functionality but with different parameter. So you can put out the reference key, refer this component, something is done over there, just like the same thing we have to do it over here also. So that is example. So example is optional, but the role, context, sometimes role might, we can say, is optional, but context, task, output format, and the rule, these four steps are very important. These four things should be there in your prompt. Okay. Now see, again, why writing a good prompt is there, na? So as I said, it's not, AI is very costly, it is going to charge very much. Previously people used to say yeah, we can use AI to carry out the basic code writing. Now that verbiage is going to change. We can't use AI just to complete the basic code. Basic code has to be written by a normal developer only. When it is complex and when you need a proper timing and when you need to do R&D, you need to optimize your code. There only you will use AI, because it is going to be costly. If you are writing very basic code which a normal developer can write, and you are asking AI to write, again it will be costly, right? So see an example what we had. Let's say first example we have taken. Let's say second example. Let's say a backend developer is there and he is working on an application. Let's say he's saying, or an Angular developer, he's saying my API is not working, fix it. This is a very in what we say. This is not a complete prompt. You have to specify yeah, I'm working on Angular 17 application with .NET Core API. Swagger works fine. Sometimes when you start working on the project, on Swagger API works fine, but in local you get the course error. So you have to specify everything. Yeah, what Angular, what application you're working, what is the API. In Swagger it is working fine, but in Angular it is failing. So then it will provide you yeah, in .NET application you have to create a course policy. You have to allow 4200 or something. So like that, it will provide your solution. So it should not be like my API is not working, fix it. We cannot. It cannot do. You have to provide a context, right? What technology, how you are working, everything. Okay. So again, basically what we said, this should be there. Ki act as a role. What is your context? What you are currently working on? Now what you need, right? In what way you need? Are there some rules? Is there some example? Right? So this should be your prompt. Okay. In interviews, normally now these things are starting to come in. People are asking these questions also. Okay, what is a prompt? How do you write a prompt? Right? So these things should be there. Every MNCs have been assigning the courses, either Udemy, Coursera, some courses they are assigning that learn prompt engineering, right? If you belong to MNC, you might be knowing that you have to complete certain number of trainings, right? So prompt engineering is one of that now because it is costly. So your developer should be very, means within one prompt only he should get the answer. Again, he cannot write again and again same thing again and again explaining it, right? So let's see the scenario as we discussed in the initially. Let's say you need a login page. So what it should consider? Okay, act as a senior Angular developer. I'm working on an Angular 17 application using standalone component and the reactive form. What way you need, right? Create a login page with email and the password field. Required validation. Email format validation should be there. Password should be minimum 6 character. Submit button should be disabled until the form is valid. Once user click on the submit till the API call is happening, we should show the loader. So see loading state. Show the error if API fails, right? Like this. Use clean HTML, TypeScript, and CSS. Do not use Angular material. As I said, what you need should be there, but what it should not do, that also you need to specify. Explain the code after giving it so that you can read out what things it has done. Got it? Right? So this is everything what you should know when it comes to the prompt engineering. I know some of you might say, yeah, we know this. No, right? Trust me, when the billing start, now these things just last week it started, like GitHub Copilot and Cloud, they have roll out that we are going to charge as per the uses. So companies who are currently using GitHub Copilot or the cloud, they will ask their employees to write prompt very carefully. They will track it, ki how much billing is getting generated by every employee. It should not be costly. It should not be that much costly by the developer, right? They should not feel like, yeah, developer is very less developer. We don't have to pay that much. That much we have to pay to the AI, right? So there are the restriction coming. So you should be good with writing the prompt, and within one prompt only you should get your result, right? So this is what I wanted to cover in the first episode, right? Again, so many things I'm going to cover, whatever. I also have to explore so many things now because if I'm going as a AI generalist or I'm adding Gen AI into my profile, so many things are there I should be familiar with. Next, we will consider token. When you write this prompt, what happened behind the scene? AI doesn't understand the text or anything you said, right? It get converted into token. You might have heard the token word. You get charged according to the token. Whenever you purchase a plan, you get number of tokens, right? So when you write a prompt, this get converted into the token. So we will each one by one episode, I will be keeping on discussing. Again, in between Angular videos will also be coming, but this also will come into the picture now. Okay. Again, if you are new, please do like and subscribe. So our channel, like Learning Partner, we are reaching 50,000 subscriber. Till now, we were only limited to the Angular. Now we have started .NET because market is changing. There, at least for now, we have job openings coming from Angular or React developer. But now market is changing. Everyone wants full stack developer because AI is there for to help, right? So we have started .NET. I'm finding someone who can teach Java in a way I'm teaching, right? So that Java content will also come into the future. Python Fast API, I'm in a talk with one person, right? If he is okay and people are able to understand what he is delivering, so Python Fast API is also coming into the picture. When we compare .NET, Java, and Python Fast API, it is very easy to understand Python Fast API development. Then .NET, then Java, right? So again, Node.js, I know little bit, but I'm not an expert, so that's why I cannot. I should be expert. Then only I can teach you, right? So things are in pipeline, right? So in the video description, you will be finding a link to my WhatsApp community. Please join that. You can connect with me anytime with your queries, job related, career advice, and mock interviews, anything. You can ping me. Fine. Thank you. Thanks for watching.